Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. Let's get started. So I have exciting news. If anyone else was worried about me running out of my lemon yellow, because I was worried about running out of my lemon yellow. It's a big part of this green color in this piece. That's one of my favorite colors too. But not to worry, because in this set that my mom gave me a few years ago that I didn't have a chance to really crack open until now, I found a fresh tube of lemon yellow. So that's my very exciting news for today, as far as the pigments that I'm working with. And I do want to go back into the green today. I am loving how this is starting to look like malachite, and I want to accentuate that. And instead of doing a green with a lot of yellow on it, because there's already a lot of deep green pigmentation there, I'm going to take the lemon yellow and I'm going to try to work with it just in a more just in the form it's coming in. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. Although I'm probably going to end up muting this later and speeding up for a time lapse, but it never hurts to just explain what I'm thinking anyways. So I'm actually going to clean this part of the palette up. It takes a lot, as you probably noticed, for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna to decide that I've used the pigment in this area enough that I'm okay with wiping it away. But it's been a few years and there's just a thin layer. So yeah, I think it's time to get some more, because there was so much blue under there. It would have totally, and that's fine, but I have all these blues over here, and yeah, I do need an area that I can just kind of work with this lemon yellow on its own. So this is a good space for that, and I'm gonna wipe this space off, or wipe it up a little also. And this should be really straightforward in that I'm just doing one color. There we go. Now I don't have to be so worried about using it up, because we have more. All right. I don't know why I feel like going into this area with this lemon yellow too. That's such a light, bright color. I think it might be, it's definitely my favorite pigment of the week. Did you guys hear the really exciting, important news that there's a Moana 2 coming out? Like next week or something. I'll probably see in like a year when it comes out streaming, but you know, I'm really excited. That's me and my kids' favorite movie to watch together. I think it's such a great movie. And I saw Moana has a baby in it, and so I'm super excited to watch it with my baby. And I watched a really good interview with The Rock, talking about his performance in it and his thoughts and feelings about the second one coming out. So check that out I think I shared that interview on my YouTube channel on the community page. If you want to check that out, you don't have to, well, you can look it up on your own, but also I have it there. Definitely new to filming these videos and playing with camera angles, so let me know what you guys think about this setup, so that I'm trying to make it so that you can focus more on what I'm doing on the canvas and give you a really clear perspective of that. But I think there might be some shadows you know, from my light source, and yeah, let me know how you're experiencing it as I experiment with you know, producing these videos for you, because you're my audience. Whoever's watching this, you're my audience, and I want you to get the most out of it. Okay, this is gonna totally change this piece. The way I'm using this bright yellow now. And since it's having such a big effect, I'm starting to think a little more about just thinking a lot about the shape that I'm making with this wet on wet dropping the lemon yellow in sections. So I could have just covered this area in water, but I thought it was more interesting to create another interesting shape within that shape for this bright yellow overlay. And then I like to drop in some more water to push those pigments around, and that creates this nice effect of like this ridge. Usually the darker pigment gets pushed out, but I think there's a lot that goes into the chemistry and physics of that, so I think it's actually very hard to predict without knowing a lot about the chemical structure of the pigment you're working with, which will be carried further and faster. And those principles are used a lot in biochemistry too, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that here. All of that work I did to make that interesting shape, it didn't matter, because I put on so much water that it ended up bleeding out, and it followed the edge of where that other line was anyways. And why I say it followed it, and not that, you know, it just ended up taking up the space I had originally planned on covering, and that has exactly to do with those kinds of properties I was talking about in the interactions between the water and the usually heavy metals that create these bright colors and these pigments. So you know, that's not what I planned on doing, but I like it, and let's keep going. It is funny that I was just telling you why I was going to do it a certain way, and then the water was just like, no, it's not what's happening today. So this video is looking to be pretty long, which is awesome, because I've been wanting to do some more long form instructional painting videos. Not that this is strictly instructional, but I am like focusing a lot on sharing technique with this video, and I want to get more material like that up on my YouTube, because it is the place for long form stuff. So yeah, I don't know where you're watching this. Check me out. Check it out on my YouTube, and my Lemon8 and my Venmo have the same handle, which is Dragonfly Heart Art, all one word. And my TikTok is Dragonfly Heart Art, where art has 2 A's. Well, I think TikTok is 2 A's in art, so Dragonfly Heart, AART. I think they're transitioning over to Lemon8, so wherever is good for you is great. You know, I'm gonna keep producing on TikTok and doing lives on TikTok as long as I can. I really love that platform, and I'm hoping that if it really is going to dissolve, that Lemon8 will. I think they're planning some very cool things for the transition to help creators getting going over there. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I would also really like to start doing lives on YouTube. But I need to get a few more subscribers. So if you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the notification button, and please, wherever you're watching this, hit all the buttons. The likes and the reshares, and you know, I really appreciate help getting the word out about my art, and you being here and joining me in my studio session today. I hope you grab some art supplies, some arts and crafts supplies, some tea, something besides coffee to go with your coffee, so that you're not just drinking coffee and getting dehydrated like I do. I'm working on that too. We'll work on that together, okay? So everyone, make sure you're drinking water. You know, if you have a platform like this, you might as well remind people to take care of their human vessel, their meat suit. I don't know, you might not like that term, but I think there's something to that, you know, because we're spirits having a human experience, right? Okay. I'm really liking this lemon yellow overlay over the body of the Giselle. Just working with this one color, especially because I've been working on this piece for so long. It's just really interesting to just go over and do one layer at a time with just one color. And that allows me, instead of just working in the green section or working in the orange section, now I can do both, because of course there's yellow in both. Okay, let's see this time if I can do an interesting shape and it won't just, you know, bleed out into the whole area anyways. We'll see. Gotta be careful about not adding too much water to an area at a time, because that's what'll happen. And that just takes trial and error. that is bright. It'll be cool to see how that dries. Looks nice on the camera. Okay, I'm gonna need to turn the canvas so that I can keep working in the sections that I'm trying to work in, and I'm also gonna try to be really aware of where the camera is so you can still see what I'm doing. So hang tight for just a second. And let's rearrange this a little. Ooh, careful not to spill that. Do you guys like this little acacia tree? I'm pretty proud of it. I thought about doing more, but I decided that one's perfect and to just let it be. Although I might add a little lemon yellow to it, but I'm gonna do this section first because I don't want to accidentally get my hand in there. And I love this lemon yellow, of course. Like I said, it's probably my favorite color, or at least it has been for a while, but it'll be even more interesting, I think, as it dries and you can see its interactions with the other pigments that are already set in that area. And I think that's really where the magic happens. Section. That's what I'm calling this area now. I think there's something I really love about the idea that I'm working with here of like doing a landscape where a piece of the land looks like a piece of polished stone that comes from the earth. Malachite has a lot of symbolism of protection, kind of like maternal type protection. So it's a nice kind of symbolism to work with too, in that sense. So it's like this maternal protective stone from Mother Earth that we're using to like honor Mother Earth through this expression of art of how we perceive the surface of the earth. Yeah, so there's a bunch of ways that you can, and people do, and I'm illustrating all of them, I think, in this painting of how you mix watercolors. You can mix them on the palette, like how you normally think of mixing colors. You can mix them in a cup if you want, you know, a lot of a kind of diluted pigment. You can mix it on the canvas the way you would with acrylic or oil, where, you know, you have some wet paint of one pigment and you add some wet paint of another pigment on the same canvas and you mix them together on the canvas. But what I'm doing now, this fourth technique, is unique to watercolor because I'm using the translucency of this yellow to mix this bright yellow with the green tones below it, which have lemon yellow in it that are mixed in other ways. But anyways, like I said, I'm doing all of those methods in this painting, but right now I'm illustrating one that is unique to watercolor, because watercolor, as far as I know, is the only translucent medium. Gouache is a lot like watercolor, but it is opaque, so it doesn't have this property of translucency. It's a really beautiful medium to work with. I like gouache a lot too. It's just, it's different. think that made a really big difference. I'm probably gonna have to do it in 2 phases to cover all the areas that I'd like with this lemon yellow. And in the sky, I'm even going to go in this area and even add some very diluted lemon yellow to the sky, because I was talking a lot yesterday about, it seems counterintuitive, but using purples and greens for sky colors and watercolors can work really well, and that there's a lot I have to say about that, and I'll probably make another long form video more about that in the next week or two, because I have been talking about it a lot on my lives in TikTok, the color theory around painting water, which I would extend to painting the sky, because it's the water and the clouds and the sky and the atmosphere that produce a lot of its visual properties. Yeah, so I have a lot to say about that, and I'll make another video about it, because today we're focusing on this lemon yellow and green, but I will bring some of that lemon yellow very diluted into this area, and you don't notice it, because you probably won't notice it because there's such a small amount of it, but there is already some of this lemon yellow that blends into this bright green. You can see it a little bit here, I'm not sure if, but I'm gonna do more of that anyways. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this on all my platforms. I'll probably have a clip or a super sped up clip on Lemonade, because those videos have to be less than a minute, which is kind of a fun challenge. And then it'll be up on YouTube, which is more suited for long form. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun editing this video, and you can find my work on TikTok and YouTube and Lemonade. And if you want to support my work directly, my Venmo, Lemonade, and YouTube all have the same handle, Dragonfly Heart Art, one word, and TikTok is Dragonfly Heart AART. And I have been using Dragonfly Heart for my business for about a decade, so I do feel comfortable claiming that name. But anyways, yeah, so that's where you can find my work. It used to be my massage therapy practice, and I used to use my paintings and photographs of my paintings for the marketing for that business, and then I had to stop practicing because of arthritis, and then it just became my art practice. So okay, I think that's a good place to stop for today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I definitely want to start doing lives on YouTube as soon as I get enough subscribers. I'm getting there really quickly. Thank you everyone for your support with that. And I'm getting a microphone because I know I speak kind of softly and you can't hear me well. So that'll be here soon too. And next time, if you're watching a pre-recorded video or you join a live on TikTok or on YouTube, definitely bring some art supplies, bring some arts and crafts supplies, or just bring some coffee or tea or water, and stay hydrated. Thank you.